Welcome back, Wolfpack Verlis here, and this is going to be a battle with Globo, getting near the end of our Fan Fridays. But we have Machamp. I mean, if it's Scarf Machamp, that's awesome. If it isn't Scarf Machamp, that means it's still pretty awesome, because that Dynamic Punch has some good shutdown. I just like the idea of Scarf Machamp coming out, getting those quick hits in, and just wrecking the opponent's day through confusion and ridiculous amounts of damage. So Togekiss is also on the field. Also, most likely tanky Machamp. People overlook the tank stats on Machamp sometimes, so this dude is going to be enduring, and oh, it's Choice Scarf on the Togekiss, so that's going to be kind of insane, and Bayonet is going to be Mega, so Mega Bayonet, that's kind of obvious, so Arcanine's going to protect, he's kind of get that coverage for the turn. Bayonet's going to protect, I guess he's going to Scout for a Disable. That Bayonet's pretty good at doing that, so Air Slash not going to be effective because, you know, that happens. And Arcanine's also protecting from the Stone Edge. So withdrawing the Arcanine doesn't want to deal with that Stone Edge, and I guess because of the Scarf shutdown, you know, you want to disable the Togekiss because then it just doesn't do anything. Or you can Will-O-Wisp the Machamp. That'll be very effective as well. So now his offenses are going to be reduced significantly, and Air Slash on a Bayonet, not even doing half, so that is a tanky mofo right there. Dynamic Punch going to come in and hit Ferrothorn. Super effective hit, but because of all that Will-O-Wisping, doesn't even do like a quarter. Iron Barb's going to deal some damage, and it's a leftovers Ferrothorn. So now we just kind of get to see, you know, does it hit itself? Does it get locked down? Champ getting burned, really hurting right now. So this is where it gets interesting. Bayonet gets withdrawn. You know, it's Will-O-Wisp. Maybe, I don't even know what other moves it have, like Sucker Punch, Phantom Force. So it doesn't look like it wants to be too offensive right now. It doesn't want to stay in with the risk. Arcanine's Intimidate also adding on with that Machamp. That's right, Arcanine added Intimidate. So Machamp has nothing. Wise move to switch it out. Its offenses are really low. And Blastoise comes in. And the Ferrothorn gets withdrawn. So what's going to happen? Which Pokemon is that again? So, Terra. Right. So it's going to be the Aerodactyl coming in with the Arcanine. Big switch move right there. Arcanine's going to take half as it comes in, and now we get to see the Mega Blastoise. So, Aerodactyl, it's able to go and use Skydrop. It has some good damage. Arcanine's going to protect to try to soak from the Blastoise, and Togekiss is going to Air Slash. I would Air Slash the Aerodactyl unless there's an Ice Beam heading its way. So that's going to be a double Rock Slide, very strong on the Togekiss. Blastoise gets its Water Pulse, or, you know, if you're using any kind of attack. So, Aerodactyl going to be brought down to its Focus Sash. I was thinking if you Air Slash it, you know, it's a good chance it gets locked down for the turn. But as long as you weren't Focus Firing the Arcanine, you are good to go. So now Aerodactyl is the one that protects Arcanine with the extreme speed, going to hit Togekiss. I don't think that's going to be enough. Togekiss is pretty bulky, and Arcanine isn't the most offensive Pokemon. So that's going to finish off Arcanine right there with that Air Slash, so that's a 2-hit KO. And Aura Sphere going to get blocked out by the Protect. So Bayonet comes in now. And we already know, you know, Air Slash is a bit of damage. Shadow Sneak is going to land onto the Togekiss though. And that's going to finish off Togekiss. Bayonet has some of the highest attack in the game. So that's definitely going to put out some serious damage. And Rock Slide onto the Blastoise. Might get the shutdown. If it doesn't get the flinch, it does get the flinch. Let's say if it doesn't get the flinch, that is one gone Aerodactyl. So yeah, speedy flinch support is pretty much how Aerodactyl likes to roll. Oh, goes for another Protect. So the opponent really trying to play those Protect mind games up pretty hard. Destiny Bond onto... Oh yeah, just Destiny Bonds itself, and then whatever takes it down ends up taking it out. So Protect is going to be Bullet Punch, or Bullet Punch is going to be protected. Dark Pulse is going to make Bayonet trade for the Blastoise, so trading Megas right there. And now we are in a 2v2 scenario with some very weakened Pokemon. The Aerodactyl, you know, he did protect from the Bullet Punch, so that was a good protect. But I mean, now Bullet Punch threat still very real. That's going to be it right there. Ferrothorn is also pretty susceptible to Machamp. So this is where it gets interesting. Klefki, though, I don't know what Klefki is going to be able to do against Pharaoh. So Klefki's going to have on Substitute. That means it's not going to get the Leech Seed. So it could work out right there. And Bullet Punch, as we expected, going to knock out the Aerodactyl. I'm really interested to see what how this is going to play out. So yeah, the Leech Seed does get blocked. Well, it just misses, but it would have gotten blocked by Substitute, so good call right there. If it's just like Ferrothorn versus Klefki, that could get pretty bad. Let's see how the rest of this plays out. Klefki with the Iron Defense. All right. Setting up pretty hard, just in case, you know, you don't want to take too much damage from that Gyro Ball. Machamp is here. He's going to be trying to Dynamic Punch. So we already saw, you know, Dynamic Punch. It's going to do more damage than we saw. So we got a lot better of a hit here without that Intimidate. Ferrothorn is confused. Can't switch out to change it up. Iron Barb is going to drop Machamp. Burn at the end. So, I mean, if Ferrothorn hit Machamp, it's going to be between, yeah, so, oh, Iron Head onto the Klefki, actually. So just ignoring the Machamp. I don't think that's going to work out too well, because now, you know, Dynamic Punch, that's probably going to KO, and if it doesn't, then it's a good chance for the Confusion. So, snaps out of the Confusion, goes for the Protect. Ooh, tries to, you know, just PP stall on that Dynamic Punch, that's a possibility. Klefki's going for those Calm Minds, that way he can at least have some damage. And behind that Substitute, you know, Substitute's not breaking, Iron Defense is being very strong, so you don't have to worry about the Leech Seed healing Ferrothorn up too much. So you can get those stats going. Oh, but with the Protect. Okay, so I think the understanding here is knocking off the leftovers and then making it to where you're hiding behind Substitute is going to mean that Ferrothorn has no sustain. So Klefki will be able to eventually whittle down the Ferrothorn, and I think that that's it. So no health coming back on the Ferrothorn after that knockoff will be pretty substantial. And then it's just, yo, Klefki, this one's up to you to carry. So that's going to be the knockoff. I think the Dynamic Punch could have sealed the deal. I guess you want Klefki in the spotlight. You know what? I think it's worth making the opponent suffer a bit in this situation. So Iron Head, is that enough to break the sub? There's going to be the Substitute fade. Machamp does go down to the burn. So I mean, with the Substitute, get that Leech Seed outplay. It doesn't have leftovers anymore. So again, you know, you use sub. You try to just keep that sub up as long as possible. Calm Mind sub into. Oh, there's a Power Whip as well. So that's going to be a big hit, a very inaccurate potential hit, but, you know, not very effective. Gets resisted, Calm Mind's going to come through. And I think Power Whip actually does less because of that resist, because Iron Head is neutral and still gets stabbed. So an interesting offensive Ferrothorn as well. So Iron Head's going to come in. This is probably going to break the sub now. And there it goes, Substitute fades, setting up that. So now there's a little bit of mind games, but really, Klefki doesn't care too much. He can keep up that Substitute. That's going to be the Citrus Berry right there. And you can set up Iron Defenses. You can get those Calm Minds. Now, the problem with Draining Kiss, and this is one of my biggest gripes about Draining Kiss, because I use the same Klefki pretty much. I don't run Substitute, but it is something to consider that it makes contact. It's a special move that makes contact. That's kind of silly. So, special attack is going to rise from there, and that's going to be an Iron Head. So, yep, Substitute's going to take damage, fades because, you know, we already got that setup going. And, I mean, you can't take that chance that the opponent's maybe trying to set up a mind game here. See, there's the Leech Seed, so trying to anticipate that. Klefki avoids it, though. Either way, it wouldn't have worked, but that's a good call, you know. You commit to those Substitutes because you're winning the long game. So you're just going to get that setup going. And once you start getting that Draining Kiss in a good range, you're going to be able to get enough health back to where it's going to cancel out the Iron Barbs, and you're still going to be on top. So yeah, there's that Draining Kiss right there. While the sub is still up, trying to get some health back for it. And doesn't do a crazy amount. Not very effective. Heals up just a bit. And there's the Iron Barbs, taking it down. So I don't think Klefki gained anything. But that's an Iron Head. So we also can tell that, you know, Klefki is faster at this rate. Ooh, Klefki's going throughout that final Substitute, and now it's getting kind of close right here. So, yeah, there's an Iron Head from the Ferrothorn. And, I mean, we at least saw that, you know, with the Substitute, it's going to be a 2-hit KO. Using that Draining Kiss is going to maybe be in... Yeah, it's a 2-hit KO range for Ferrothorn as well. So it's going to get health back. The Iron Barbs is going to take it away. Klefki survives the next Iron Head and then goes... And, yeah, survives through the Iron Barbs because it's getting enough health back. Actually, I wonder, since Ferrothorn is so low, that would really be... I think Klefki's going to survive with 1 health. Oh, there's a Protect. I don't see the point of the Protect. Like, Ferrothorn's not getting any health back or anything. So, yeah. That's a Draining Kiss. I mean, I feel like Klefki's going to get some health back, but is it enough health? So, goes up to 21 and gets... Okay, so... Drops down to 2 health, survives with the 2 health after the Barbs, and Ferrothorn does go down. That's something right there. That's pretty crazy that in a double battle, we get to this one-on-one with Klefki in a very crazy setup. And that's what I mean, like the Iron Barbs, it's really hard for Klefki to shine against the Ferrothorn, but not letting that Leech Seed go through and just knocking off the leftovers to play it safe, because if Dynamic Punch wasn't enough and Ferrothorn didn't hit itself in Confusion, then Klefki would have had sustained problems against the Ferrothorn, and that could have gotten bad. So, interesting battle right there. Pretty crazy stall at the end. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you all have a nice day. We're getting close. Well, actually, we have one more Fan Friday, so we're getting close.